Happy Saturday night, depending on where you're watching. It's already Sunday morning. It depends. 9:30 free in the mountain time zone. So trying to think exactly what that would be. Yeah, no, if you're out east, it would be Sunday already. So happy Saturday night / Sunday morning to you. It's Kellen Nitro here talking to you on Nitromaniac TV's Wrestling Unlimited. And also if you're watching us on the video on demand, hey, welcome. And it's wherever and whenever. Joining me as well is for this portion at least is going to be Mr. TL. How you doing, sir?
That was the longest explanation of Saturday night I have ever heard.
Saturday night and Sunday morning, I guess. Yes.
Yeah, depending where you are, it could have been. It's Saturday night. God damn it, that's all you need to know.
That's all the people need to know. Exactly. So, but anyways, a huge newsworthy week in the world of pro wrestling, especially with WWE, talking the WWE TKO, I guess the establishment of it. And we had found out earlier this month when that was rolled out that there would be some cuts across the board. We had seen the office cuts already being started to happen. And then this week we got wind of the talent cuts from WWE, and there were some notable names in with these talent cuts. We're going to hit on that right away. There have been invites, folks, sent out to our other two contributors. I haven't heard back from them yet, so if they show up, they'll pop onto my screen, and we will pop them in ASAP. Otherwise, you got myself, you got Mr. TL, we got opinions up to galore. We got
you shouldn't have done it like that. They should have just come in as like a surprise entrance, like cutting us off in the middle of SmackDown.
Kind of like The Rock popping in and just
exactly. And then, oh my
god. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's what you should have done. You should have just left it open.
Absolutely. I can tell you that if one of our contributors shows up, I'm not sure if he will or not, we'll roll into potentially a Classic Nitros take live too tonight as well. But we'll see.
Perhaps.
So let's get to the topic at hand, and it's the cuts made by the WWE. Undertaker at the bottom of the screen is the Nitromaniac TV's Undertaker with a current list of those released on I guess what they call Black Thursday 2023. There are some major names on this list that got the axe here earlier this week. Let's just roll them down. I think the biggest one for me is Dolph Ziggler, a guy that 16-year career with WWE, 17 if you count the OVW run, and has been such a stalwart for them. Something like 1,556 televised matches from like 2006 on till today, and he's cut. Elias is cut. Mustafa Ali, who was going to be in an NXT TakeOver Network special at the end of the month, facing Dominic Mysterio for the NXT North American title. Well, I guess that's not going to happen. That's done. Shelton Benjamin, Top Dollar, Riddick Moss, Emma, Aaliyah. We had Rick Boogs. No more Rick Boogs. Quincy Elliott, who we'll get to as we run down the names and that stuff. Bryson Montana. Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke is gone. Mansoor and Mace, the Maximum Male Models, are no more. Shanky. So Dancing Shanky is gone. Dabba-Kato, a.k.a. Babatunde, and Commander Aziz is gone. And the other 5 names, I believe, are NXT trainees, i.e. they were used on NXT or NXT Level Up episodes. And that's it. So, TL, I'll throw the floor over to you here. What names really jump out at you on this list? And is there anybody here that you're actually surprised to see got cut?
The one I'm surprised the most to see got cut is Dabba-Kato, because I thought he was cut already.
Oh, okay. So
I didn't know he was still with the company, and all of a sudden I'm like, he got cut? I thought he was gone already. But low-key, none of these people are a surprise. None of these people are a surprise to me.
It's a very trimming your lower card and mid card type move here.
What mid card?
Well, you could argue that Well, yeah, over the past year or so, what mid card? Yeah, you might have a point there. You could argue that. I mean, like guys like Elias and.
All right. Let me run down this list, okay?
Go for it.
Dolph Ziggler, you said was the biggest. What?
Yes.
But let me tell you something. When is the last time you saw him in a televised match?
Have to think back to
exactly. When's the last time you were
22? Sometime probably. That's it.
When's the last time you saw him in any form of important match on a pay-per-view, a premium live event, whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, maybe. Was he not in a Rumble this past year? I'd have to look and see at the entrance.
The point being, he has not been relevant, and he hasn't been for many years.
Yeah.
Many, like over a decade. Elias hasn't been on TV in forever. Mustafa Ali has floundered all over the company in various storylines, a lot of which made no sense.
Right.
Geez. What a... Ugh. Shelton Benjamin. Haven't seen him since the Hurt Business disbanded. Top Dollar, the most made fun of and only memorable member of... what the hell was their stable called?
Hit Row.
Hit Row, that's right. And without Swerve, Hit Row's pointless.
Yeah. Yeah, they lost their catalyst, right?
Exactly. Madcap Moss got injured, haven't seen him since. Emma, they brought her back, and I haven't seen her since they brought her back.
Yeah.
Aaliyah got injured, haven't seen her on TV at all since she got injured. Rick Boogs got injured, haven't seen him play that guitar since.
Yes.
Quincy Elliott, have no idea who that is.
Okay.
Bryson Montana, no idea who that is. Dana Brooke went all the way down to NXT to try and reinvent herself. Whatever, she never fit in. Mansoor and Mace were a comedy pairing with LA Knight. Now LA Knight's blown up big. You don't need those two jokers anymore. Shanky, good lord. What the? I didn't know he was with the company still.
You don't like Dancing Shanky? Come on.
Oh, yeah, Dancing Shanky. Gone. Dabba-Kato, like I said, I thought he was already gone. And the rest of the names I don't know.
The other five, and then we have Ikemen Euro at the bottom of the screen, too. The bottom six, I should say, are NXT and NXT only releases. And they do these now with the main roster releases just because these are people that, you know, they've tried different things in NXT with them or have got to the point where they're in training with them and that stuff, and they just are not cutting it for whatever reason. And so that they use this as an excuse to let them go too. So
is Brooklyn Barlow the guy that pretended to be all like Italian and stuff?
Let me see here. I'm going to do
somebody else.
I'm going to do a quick Google, and just because I am not up on my NXT or NXT level up. No. Okay. Brooklyn first of all, Brooklyn Barlow is a female, so we are completely wrong. So Brooklyn Barlow was an American female professional wrestler previously signed to World Wrestling Entertainment on the NXT brand. Yeah. Okay. That's it for Pro Wrestling Wiki. And apparently she's recovering from a ACL injury that she took in training right now. And they cut her. So
yeah, WWE cut a lot of people who were either injured or inactive or not doing anything for them.
Yeah, these are all names basically that were involved in this. Now, another name that was mentioned to be cut, and I'm just going to confirm this right now.
Oh, it's confirmed, baby.
Is Matt Riddle.
That's
no longer with WWE. He's done.
Yeah,
Matt Riddle is finished.
Good, because with a merger with TKO and UFC, Dana White will not have to cross paths with this idiot one more time.
So, is the beef between Riddle and Dana that bad that they can't coexist in two separate organizations owned by the same entity? I guess.
Maybe.
That is.
Dana White is always a vocal person. Especially when somebody leaves the company, you'll hear a lot about them. And he's basically goes off on Matt Riddle because the reason Matt Riddle isn't in UFC is because he couldn't pass a drug test for marijuana.
Right.
And so Matt Riddle would talk about how the UFC mistreated him on his way out and all this stuff. And Dana White lost his shit. Like, you couldn't get healthy or you couldn't stay sober enough to pass a fucking drug test to do a match.
Right.
And you're going to talk shit about the UFC on your way out? you're a fucking bum. Who knows who's going to take you on seriously as an employee from this point forward? Because guess what? In the real world, there's this is Dana White saying this. He's like, guess what? In the real world, there are drug tests, and you can't smoke weed all the time and go to work and act normal in the States or whatever they're saying.
Oh my goodness! You can't smoke weed and go to work and act normal. Wow, that's.
Hey,
I thought that was common knowledge from everybody.
But Dana White had to point it out.
Some people smoke weed and get paid handsomely at work for it. So, but hey, in this line of work, when you're doing physicality and that stuff, I can see where you kind of want your senses about you in there.
But that's the beef basically with Dana White and Matt Riddle, is that he thinks Matt Riddle is an absolute goof, that he couldn't hold it together just long enough to pass a drug test to fight his matches for his UFC contract. He's like, friggin' Nick and Nate Diaz can both do it, and they're admitted potheads. And this idiot couldn't do it. He's like, he threw his whole MMA career away because he couldn't pass a fucking drug test for marijuana of all things.
I'm reading the Forbes headline on this from yesterday. It says Matt Riddle has been released by WWE as his whirlwind career, both in and out of an inside ring, has come to a merciful end. Wow. So is it merciful for him or merciful for the audience at this point? Because I can tell you what, that RK Bro stuff was kind of getting a little.
It was a year ago. Randy Orton hasn't wrestled in a year.
Yeah, hasn't. He's rumored to be coming back though, but
he's rumored to be practicing. It's not training. It's not for certain that he's cleared to come back, that he's ready to come back, or if he'll ever be back. You hope for the best, but there's actually nothing signed that says he's ready to go back into a ring safely.
Right.
I guess Riddle, though, would be the only person who was legitimately a mid-card act. Everybody else on that list, undercard or no card.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it was just WWE trimming up some stuff.
Okay.
It is a bit of a piss-off that they would sign a multi-mega $million contract for SmackDown to go to USA Network.
Yes, that was the next thing I was going to do, but
and have a stadium show in Australia, which is going to get them millions of money at the gate, and then go ahead and just lay off so many people.
Yeah, and I mean it's not a good look when you have one of the people laid off on their Twitter account. Emma basically hyped the Elimination Chamber show and says, "Hey, a dream, hope to maybe wrestle on this or whatever," and then within an hour say, "Oops, my bad. I'm not worth them anymore." Yay, I guess.
Again, what was she going to do? Because she has no storyline. She's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Was she not paired with Madcap Moss?
Her most recent appearance on WWE TV was as a pairing with Madcap Moss. Yes.
Who got injured and hasn't been back since. So she's been off TV since.
And they are a real life couple. I believe they're engaged to be married sometime over the next year or so, I think. So
you never know. They might be back in the company. WWE does that kind of shit all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Release for hire, whatever.
For these people, it's not the end of the world. You look on the indie scene right now, and there are guys and girls who both were released that or who have been released, I should say. I'm thinking both were released in the specific instances of Steph DeLander and Matt Cardona, who are going out in the indies and just killing it right now, taking over the spots kind of vacated by Cody Rhodes and the Elite and that stuff when they all went to form the other thing. So and
okay, we can say it. We're not on any contract.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, AEW. So
we're not on a contract. We can say whatever we want.
Say whatever we want. Yeah, they ain't sponsoring this show. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we don't work for nobody.
Yeah,
shit.
So, there we go. Yeah, yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Also, slow your roll. Matt Cardona is not killing it on the indies. He's in Greasy W, of all things, and it's not like he's going to be like welcome back to WWE like Cody was.
Yeah, I kind of gather you're correct there. I mean, I kind of get that vibe, sure.
He would come back and be a comedy act and then forget about him. He'd be released within a year.
Yeah.
Because that's all he really is.
I mean, out of the people that are cut here, I see maybe AEW taking a flyer on definitely Ziggler. And then maybe, I don't know, there's might be a couple of guys here that they look at. But
can you put that list back up in the middle again?
I certainly can.
Okay,
yeah.
let me.
So just add Riddle to this list, and then that's the entire fix. So,
does Tony Khan want to take a risk on Riddle? Who knows?
Who knows?
Dolph Ziggler will definitely go to AEW.
Yes, his brother's there already, so I think that would be the drawing point. Yeah.
Elias and Boogs could probably go together as some form of tag team, a musical comedy act, or they're going to end up in Impact Wrestling immediately. Mustafa Ali is definitely going to AEW. He wants to do He absolutely. He's made for AEW. He's little. He does flips. That's all he wants to do is tricks. Him and Darby Allin can go out there and paralyze themselves, and they'll do it with a smile on their face. You'll see them years later. It was worth it. And that'll be the end of them. Let's see here. Emma, no idea. No idea.
She has a little bit of a legacy in Impact, if anything, because she held the Knockouts title over there and that stuff. So, if she goes back to the Indies, it would be probably to Impact, I would think.
Aaliyah was young, but she's completely trained from the NXT developmental. That's all she knows. I don't know how she'd do on the Indies. Maybe she'll give a go of it, because
that's why I think she'd be more of an asset for like AEW or ROH. Maybe she goes to Ring of Honor, which is kind of like the NXT now of
Ring of Honor's AEW. Not a real company.
I know it's not, but they still
ROH is AEW light.
Yes. Well, so, it
is.
Yeah,
it's not a real company. It doesn't have a real TV show. It doesn't have a real presence, and all of their champions are on AEW.
Yeah, I mean, you got me. You got me there with this one because
stop me while I'm telling lies.
You got me with that with the whole shape up of Wrestle Dream coming up. Is that it's like half AEW and half Ring of Honor stuff that's on it. So it's like I don't know.
Aaliyah, I could kind of see her going. Is there still an NWA?
There's still an NWA. There's not really flashy stuff happening with the NWA right now, but there's still an NWA happening.
There's still an NWA and there's still MLW.
Yeah,
like I could see her going to something like that. Just to get her reps in.
Yeah, and I think still Impact would be Impact would be a spot for her, just because she's from Toronto. The people who run Impact are from Toronto. So,
there you go. That would be a for a lack of a better word, on Knockout. Shanky's going back to India to do whatever he wants to do.
He's going to dance.
Yeah, he's going to dance it up. Mansoor and Mace would probably be made for some kind of comedy bullshit on Impact. Dana Brooke could definitely go to Impact. Could she go to AEW?
I don't know. That's the thing.
I don't know.
Maybe for a short-term thing, like maybe
she could join the
something. For
I don't know what it is, but like the women's division in AEW sucks.
Yeah,
and a lot of it is they don't know what to do with people, especially when they come in.
And I don't see anybody on this list that would bolster their talent roster. Honestly, on the women's side,
exactly.
Not like somebody like bringing in, like, obviously if you bring in a Ziggler, the amount of TV matches that he's had in the past against guys and in a variety of situations, you immediately bring him in and he's like a player coach agent type guy.
Yeah.
And with them parting ways with CM Punk and Ace Steel and that stuff, there's vacancies for that. So obviously that's why they bring in somebody like a Ziggler in that role. I don't see, an Emma or a Dana Brooke filling that role necessarily on a women's side in AEW. But
you know what? But to be funny, not to be funny, sorry, to be serious. Now, Dolph Ziggler has only ever been in the WWE system, including OVW, as a cheerleader. So that's the only system he knows. And I remember this back in 2017, his contract was up.
Yes.
And everybody's like, where's Ziggler going to go? Is he going to resign with WWE? He's going to go to New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Japan, Ring of Honor at the time was talking about it.
There was no AEW at that time, and there was just Impact.
Yeah.
And at that time, Japan was hot because of Okada, Omega, and all that kind of, and the Elite and whatever.
Yep.
And he ended up staying with WWE. And I said to myself, that's a big mistake because they're just going to do nothing with you. And they've done nothing with him since 2017. He's done nothing important. Actually, was team with Bobby Roode. Is he still with the company?
Great question. I don't think Bobby Roode is with WWE, but I will double check because he might be a. No, he's still with them. He is a backstage producer right now. He's not a wrestling talent.
That is surprising. That is shocking.
Still employed with them, I should say, as a backstage producer. So,
okay, that's shocking because I thought he would have been on this release board.
Oh, here, we'll put that back up. There we go.
Okay. I thought he would have been on this release board, man. If he's still with the company.
No, I think he might have been in that first group of COVID releases back in 2020, and then in that group where they hired them back, because I do recall him doing some TV post-COVID. But yeah.
But either way, Dolph Ziggler, him going to AEW. Like what I was saying was, because he's been in the only ever known the WWE system, how is he going to do in somebody else's system, and or a system like AEW where you have to do all of your own shit? And what I mean by that is Daniel Bryan, he said when he went over to AEW and they're like, okay, go out there and just cut a promo. He's like, well, what do you want me to say? I don't know, whatever you want to say. He's like, well, usually in WWE, they just give me a script and I just read it. And it's like, no, here you can say what you want. It's like, I don't have anything to say. So
come up with something quick.
Yeah, and then he did.
Yeah.
But like, and you also notice that Daniel Bryan hasn't done a lot of promos in AEW because there's no one really to write for him. That being said, Dolph Ziggler in a different system is going to be interesting because it's like, what can you do without the machine behind you?
That's right.
For you and thinking for you.
Yes, exactly. Are you, just a wrestler? Can you wrestle and cut the promos? Can you create ideas?
Are you a loose cannon?
Yes.
Are you going to be like, if I don't have WWE behind me to tell me what to do and what not to do, are you going to go out there and do everything all at once, all the time? Or are you going to be like, hey, can you guys settle down and we can save some of this and make a pay-per-view properly? Yeah. Let's see what he does. Let's see what kind of leadership he has. I don't see him as a leader whatsoever in WWE's kind of pool that they have there, talent roster. Yeah. But if he becomes the big fish in a small pond like AEW, what does that bring out of him?
His stock goes up, yes.
Not that his stock goes up, but his responsibility is going to go up. His expectations are going to go up. And finally, he's going to have the microscope on him instead of kind of just hiding in the background making a paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to be the most interesting one to watch for sure.
Yes. Yeah. No, I think it's been something that in the back of everybody's minds and that stuff, we've been kind of not clamoring to see, but we've always wondered, okay, what happens if he does leave? Like, what can he do? So now we finally get the chance to see that. So that'll be very interesting for sure going forward. Like I said, the bottom six names there, the NXT or NXT 2.0 releases or NXT level up releases basically at the bottom there. Again, the only one that's interesting out of that one is Ikemen Jiro. And that's because he was DDT's top talent in Japan before he signed with NXT. So I could see him going back potentially to DDT. Maybe that's a route in about 2 or 3 years' time. We see him resurface in North America if there's still an AEW, if there is AEW.
Who?
Ikemen Jiro. I got to move the Nitro the Undertaker, I should say.
It's hiding.
There we go. See, it's at the bottom.
I don't know who that is.
He was the funny suit guy on NXT.
The funny suit guy on NXT.
Yeah, just recently over the past year. So a very, very non-important character at all, but that was what he was going by. It was just basically the funny suit guy.
What are we gonna do without the funny suit guy?
Let's just get another funny suit guy.
What do we do without the funny suit guy? Funny suit guy. What do we do without the funny suit guy? Oh God!
And Quincy Elliott. You were asking about Quincy Elliott. Quincy was doing kind of a mix take on like a mix between a Men on a Mission and Goldust MASH character a little bit. The biggest thing they did was they served as host for the NXT Halloween Havoc with Shotzi Blackheart last year. And we haven't seen them on TV really in a major role since. So.
They?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay,
yeah.
no, my bad. Yeah. I didn't. I thought that was a tag team. Okay, no. It's okay.
Yes.
That kind of day. Okay.
That kind of day. Yeah.
That kind of day.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see a picture?
Yeah, I'll dig one up here. Just give me a moment.
Bear
with me.
That's really thrown me off. It's Men on a Mission mixed with Goldust. So it's something really tight, shiny spandex?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Okay. If this works and it's not a WebP file. Okay, hang on. I got to find something that's not a WebP file.
Also, let the record show you were of no comfort during my crying fit.
I wasn't. No, I'll take
the
blame.
And you no-sold it.
I didn't.
You no-sold it.
I was entertained by it.
You did nothing.
Yes. Absolutely nothing.
Didn't throw a Kleenex or nothing.
That's right.
After I brought a roll of toilet paper last time.
Well, that's because all my props are still packed. That's why I haven't had a chance to unpack it. I literally come off the jet for this.
You didn't move. What do you mean you have to unpack? What does you mean?
Okay, here we go. This is Quincy Elliott. This was from the 2022 Halloween Havoc, NXT Halloween Havoc show.
Okay.
Yes. So you've definitely seen it.
No, I have never seen this.
All right.
But I'm saying, okay, that's totally Men on a Mission mixed with Goldust. Holy shit.
Yeah.
With this high collar.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Okay. I think you could wipe it off the screen now.
Oh.
I think I know what the character is. Just by looking at it. Quincy Elliott?
Yeah.
Missy Elliott.
Okay.
So Missy Elliott back in the day had a music video where she was wearing what looked to be almost like an inflated or puffed up garbage bag.
Okay.
And you can even Google that shit if you want to.
I'm doing it right now. Yeah.
Put like black puffy suit Missy E or something.
Okay.
Did you do it? But in that music video, that was the outfit she was wearing.
Yes.
Almost.
Okay.
So I think it's like a Missy E mashup.
A little bit, yeah. It's kind of this whole thing. Okay. Apparently, believe it or not, the inflatable suit was really hard to perform in. That's the first.
You think?
I mean, tell me where's the lie, right? So
it was really hard for Usher to do all his dance moves while he was wearing a wacky, waving, inflatable, flailing arm soup man.
Okay, it's uploading now, and here it is. That's it, right?
Yeah, there you go.
So so that's Missy's take on it.
That's
Quincy's look on it.
And this is Quincy Elliott from Missy Elliott?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Boom. One.
Yeah, I think it's like an homage or an ode to Missy Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
I think, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And
I admit I have not watched a lot of NXT over the past year to kind of interpret this and that stuff. All I know is that they were brought in to do a hosting thing alongside Shotzi Blackheart last year at the NXT Halloween Havoc. It's not even a takeover special. It's like a well, actually last year I think it was a takeover special. It was a 3-hour special last year. That's right.
Okay, question. Yeah. I don't know if you know the answer to this, but this being one of the first that I remember being in the company, did they wrestle in the men's or the women's division?
No, they took on men.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They held a Divas belt for a while, but I think that's because they had somebody come in that was Natty came down for like a couple of weeks or something like that, and for like a storyline thing or something like that, and so they were holding the Divas belt because Natty's a former Divas champion or something. So Natty was doing like some sort of weird heel thing down there.
Yeah, that sounds weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see
Kind of has muscle for Natty, right? So
right.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I just realized a lot of wrestlers that go through NXT, they take on personas that they've seen elsewhere in music. And this is what I mean is like through it is a lot of like a lot of the African American wrestlers do it. Like Velveteen Dream was like a little bit of a Prince homage.
Oh, well, it was 100% a Prince tribute.
This one could be a Missy Elliott tribute.
Yes.
All of Hit Row, take your pick of any group that came out of hip hop.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, a lot of these people take a lot of a lot of these wrestlers take their inspiration off of like what they see in music and movies and media, basically.
Well, Mogul Embassy right now in AEW with Swerve Strickland as the centerpiece of it. Yeah, that's again.
Well, shit, they have a direct relation with Rick Ross, right?
Yeah. So there we go. Yeah, exactly. And Nana doing his little dance down the ring.
I saw that on Twitter. That was hilarious.
He does that all the time. Now there's like the Nana dance challenge.
That's funny.
TikTok.
That's hilarious.
It's great. Yeah, it's awesome. So, yeah. I can't believe Prince Nana is a thing. A good 15 or 16 years after the tape trading boom. That's hilarious. That's funny. That's unreal.
That is pretty funny.
That is very funny. Yeah, I didn't have that on my 2023 bingo card, but yeah. So obviously, if any of these names do decide to continue their wrestling career, I, for one, wish them the best of luck, and hopefully they can, reinvent themselves and do it and take a shot, because we've seen now there is a proven track record for people that have left WWE or have been released by WWE, go out and make a big name of themselves elsewhere, and then WWE wants them back, in 2, 3, 4, 5 years time.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes. Anyway.
Well, that's the whole thing, is that's what you try to do, is rebuild your reputation elsewhere. So it raises your stock. So when you have a chance to come back to WWE, you could throw it on the table. Hey, I'm a bigger deal than when I left here.
Yes.
Christian Cage did it.
Drew did it. McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre absolutely did it.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, it happens.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
We should do like a list of that, of like our wrestlers who we've seen heighten their stock by leaving WWE.
Yes. Well, the two I mentioned would be on there for sure. Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. Christian,
yes. Yeah. He's done it twice now by leaving WWE. He did it in Impact. Now he's doing it in AEW.
Yeah, I don't know if he's coming back to WWE.
Yeah, that's a good point. Would you argue Jericho has?
Jericho never came back to WWE. He went from WCW to WWF. He stayed there for a very long portion of his career.
And then he left.
And then he went to AEW, and he's never gone back to WWE. So I don't know.
Right. Okay.
And if he came back to WWE, I guarantee Vince McMahon would say, "You're not going to be a full-time wrestler. You are too old. You are too flabby.
Attraction guy, yeah.
Yeah, you were a special attraction kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you're not the workhorse anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're an old, flabby singing man. We're not going to just use you to be like put out a good match every now and then, because we don't know if you can do it at your age.
Right.
Yeah. There's got to be more than that. There's
got to be more than that. Yeah. Just even thinking back here.
Yeah, people who left and came back and heightened their stock. Come on. No, I'm not drawing much.
I'm not drawing much either. So yeah, throw it in the comments, folks. If you're watching us, even on the playback on the
help us out here.
Throw some names out there. So
throw some names, or tweet us, or whatever you call. What do you call that?
It's X. Well, it's still tweeting, but we're on X apparently. So that's why.
I ain't no damn X.
This is my X. That's your X.
I never updated it on my phone, so it still says Twitter with the bird logo.
Oh wow.
And it still works just fine, and nothing has changed.
There you go. Mine got forced. I got a forced update, and that's what happened. I kind of just corked it. So,
boo.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's that's basically the top bit of the release story and news so far. I don't know if there's going to be any more. Honestly, this time around, I think now that I think they'll let the company kind of run a little bit and that stuff, since we know of the fates of these folks now and that stuff, and they're off doing their own things. And then unfortunately, with Bray Wyatt gone now, I think that also opens up, obviously a spot for somebody to grab, on one of the two brands.
Didn't LA Knight kind of take a spot?
Apparently.
Although he was Bray Wyatt, when he came back, was he there long enough to take a spot?
He was establishing himself, so probably not. But I mean, like, just the name itself, I think instantly put him in the lower mid card at least, with what he had accomplished and that stuff. I mean, it was a named character coming back. It just had a different look.
Yeah, but they never got to do much with it.
No, and that's the sad thing with that, right? So
we never got to see where that was going to go.
Yeah,
we saw where it went for the two things that they did it with.
And it didn't look good, but
Uncle Howdy. Yeah.
Well, at least you got Bull Dallas some work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm, you know what? He probably could have got released, but I think the WWE did right by him.
Yes, I do believe so.
I hope they do.
Now, has he done enough that if they were to throw him on hey, might as well discuss it. Next year, WWE Hall of Fame in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you throw Bray Wyatt's name on that ballot?
Ooh. Oh, man.
Because you did it with Eddie.
Okay, yes, but.
Okay.
There's a yes, but.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie had established himself over many years.
Yes, and when Eddie passed, he was arguably the top 10 wrestlers in the world at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Eddie had a Hall of Fame career, legitimately.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So Edge had a Hall of Fame career when he was forced to retire, and him going into the Hall of Fame made sense.
Right.
I cannot honestly say that Bray Wyatt had a Hall of Fame career. That being said, they let Coco Beware in the Hall of Fame.
That's right. This is the WWE Hall of Fame that has the Bushwhackers in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Coco Beware is in the Hall of Fame, yes.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan will probably be there at some point.
I believe Hacksaw Jim Duggan is in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think he is.
Is he?
I don't think so. I think they always refer to him as a WWE legend, but they never call him a Hall of Famer.
We're going to check that right now. I thought I had him in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, he was inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame in 2011, so he is there.
2011? Okay. Yes.
So there we go.
All right, never mind then.
Yeah.
He's there, so you know what? Like I say, they have a lot of...
Yeah, well, that adds to that then, too. If Hacksaw's in there, and God bless Hacksaw, he's a great guy,
Yeah.
But the bar for the Hall of Fame, the entrance criteria for the WWE Hall of Fame has always been a little bit suspect, in my opinion. So that's why it
basically,
if you were from year to year.
Yeah.
Because, okay, you talk about those names and that stuff, and yet they have Chyna in the Hall of Fame as part of DX, but not as her own, character.
Well, shit. X-Pac is a 2-time Hall of Famer.
Is a 2-time Hall of Famer with the NWO and D-Generation X, yes.
That's fucking weird.
And there's talk of him going in as the 1-2-3 Kid. So
a triple Hall of Famer,
Sean Waltman.
Fuck, that's weird. Oh man, that's fucking weird. I don't know. WWE seems to just kind of give the Hall of Fame to people that lasted long enough to be remembered.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, shit, Carlito might be in the Hall of Fame at some point.
Yeah. If they want another, if they have another Mania close to Puerto Rico at all, so Louisiana, Florida or something like that, to attract more of the Puerto Rican crowd.
Not Louisiana, only Florida.
Well, I don't know. When I was there in 2014 and they inducted Carlos Colon, there was a lot of Puerto Ricans in the crowd.
Really? New Orleans?
There was.
Okay.
There was, yeah.
Okay.
There were people that were actively wearing Carlos Colon and WWA shirts and stuff like that night and everything. Wow. They were loud. They didn't sweeten the sound for his induction. We'll just put it that way. They were loud in venue. It was cool. It was awesome.
You know what? Talking aloud, now that we talk about it, I think you can there's no reason not to put Bray Wyatt in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to.
Right. Yeah.
Because he was a evolving character for many, many years that went interesting from the Nexus to NXT to his runs on SmackDown and all these things that he did and the WrestleMania matches he had. Yeah, there's really no reason not to put him in now.
2 completely different matches with one of the company's flagships at WrestleMania too, with John Cena. So 2014, it's him as Bray Wyatt in the Wyatt family.
Yep.
And then it's still a WrestleMania, folks. I hate to say it, but the 2020, pre-taped WrestleMania does the theatric thing with John Cena.
It's not a match. That is not a match. That is a movie moment.
Yes, but
it's not a match.
It's still out there.
It's not a match.
It's a completely different character. It's
a segment.
Firefly Funhouse thing.
It's a segment. I'll never call it a match. It's a segment. He did a segment with John Cena. He did a segment with The Rock at WrestleMania. Yeah, man. I guess if you put Rocky Johnson in the Hall of Fame, there's no reason you can't put Bray Wyatt. And I say that respectfully, but I say that in truth that Rocky Johnson didn't get to do the WWF run when it really exploded.
Right.
And when you watch that show, which is now actually canceled,
Young Rock,
Rock
details the whole deal why with that. He was supposed to be part of WrestleMania, the first WrestleMania, but then he got cut because Vince thought he was underselling, part of the territory or something like that.
Well, he had double booked himself.
Yeah.
For a major show for another company and for the WWF on the same weekend, on like a Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
So Vince McMahon's like, no, I need full loyalty and you're not giving it to me. So bye-bye, Rocky Johnson. And so he never got to be part of that Rockin' Wrestling rager.
No.
He completely missed out.
Yep. Completely missed out because I don't think King Kong Bundy is squashing SD Jones in 6 seconds or whatever it was the first WrestleMania. I think that might be Rocky Johnson versus King Kong Bundy in about a 10-minute affair as one of the undercard matches, and maybe Rocky gets to dupe over King Kong Bundy in that one. It's an interesting what if.
And I guarantee Rocky Johnson, had he stayed with the company, there would have been a lot more doing with like Mr. T stuff and Roddy Piper stuff, and he would have been like a bona fide legend.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely.
So, but the fact that he didn't get to do any of that and he went into the Hall of Fame, I was like, okay. When you add up all the accolades and everything that happened, and the fact that I don't think Rocky Johnson ever wanted a singles title in WWF. I know he did, tag teams with Tony Atlas, yes, but not as a solo act.
I don't think so. Not in WWF. No. I have to look and see if he held something in the NWA or not, because I have a feeling that he was, up for their U.S. title. I don't think he ever held their U.S. title over there, but.
And I don't even remember him having a significant run in WCW, if any.
No. Rocky Johnson had long retired before the Monday Night Wars, so.
No, but I mean like WCW in the 80s when there was Starrcade and Ric Flair versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Yeah.
And Terry Funk and Harley Race.
Yeah.
And Dusty Rhodes.
No, he did not. He won tag team titles in the NWA with different partners and that stuff, and then wrestled on and off in Memphis and won Jerry the King Lawler's crown in a match at one time. That's it.
Yeah,
but that's all it was. And then enters WWF in 1982, and that's the big run. So
then that's what I mean. And after, does he do anything for the World Championship Wrestling?
No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. He retires in 91, and then that's it. The next time he's involved in wrestling is when Dwayne wants to become a wrestler. So
yeah, exactly. The WrestleMania where he comes out to save The Rock from the Sultan.
Yeah, Rikishi.
Rikishi, yes.
Rikishi, yeah.
Well, it wasn't the character Rikishi. It was Rikishi playing the character of the Sultan.
Yeah,
or something. But yeah, when you add all that up, is Rocky Johnson. Would you look at that and say that's a Hall of Famer?
Man, that's a great question.
Do you see what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
if he wasn't The Rock's dad, do we look at him as a Hall of Famer? Yeah, I don't know.
That's a big one.
I really don't know. Yeah.
That's a huge thing right there.
Yeah.
So with all of those kind of comparisons, and you weigh this and you weigh that, and you compare it when you do the eye test and everything, I think maybe Bray Wyatt does go to the Hall of Fame for WrestleMania 40.
Right. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I could see it.
I could definitely see it for sure. They'll pay tribute to him some way during that card, because the Mania after Eddie passed, they paid tribute with Eddie by having a life-size picture of him hang in the arena during the WrestleMania.
Yes.
Yeah, in 22 in Chicago, I believe. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. So I mean, that they'll do something. They'll have to do something with that. Yeah, that's another great idea for a potential stream later on, and that stuff is the WWE Hall of Fame, and we'll have to put a cap in that maybe till Hall of Fame season or something. But if you ran WWE, what would you make the criteria be for the WWE Hall of Fame? Because it seems like the bar is kind of it moves. It's not set in stone like other Hall of Fames. And mind you, there's legit sports Hall of Fames where you don't know where the bar goes anyway. Like look at baseball and who they let in.
Okay, and it's very different because wrestling is performative and it's not won through athletics.
Yeah.
So that's why I would say the Baseball Hall of Fame is a very different Hall of Fame than the WWE Hall of Fame. If it's based on performance, you basically have to look at, for criteria, it's like, did your performance garner any interest or any from the crowd or any money for the company? Did it have any form of longevity? Was it just like a super high peak, or was it just like a plateau for many, many years? Like,
who knows? Yeah.
It's hard to... It's subjective, you know what I mean?
It is subjective, yeah.
It is completely subjective. There's no way you can earn it by doing X, Y, and Z. We definitely know how to lose a spot for a Hall of Fame.
Yes.
We know that one.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. But even that, like, Tammy Lynn Sitch, Sunny still has her Hall of Fame spot, and she's in jail right now for killing a person. So
allegedly.
Allegedly, yes.
Oh, I was talking about Benoit.
Yeah, I know, but I picked the lesser of the two, knowing, well, and Snuka.
Snuka, well. Yeah.
Snuka.
But you know what though? When you really think of Superfly Jim as Snuka, you absolutely ring in your head, that's a legendary wrestler. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. That's a Hall of Fame wrestler.
Yes.
So, and he's passed. What are you going to do now? Investigate?
Well, yeah, and I mean, look as well as like somebody like Dynamite Kid. There's a person who is, changed the game, revolutionized the junior heavyweight division, right?
Yes, he did.
Wrestling
in general,
right? So, but that's that.
But then there's certain names that pop up and you're like, oh shit, are they a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Like Chavo Guerrero. Is Chavo a Hall of Famer?
I know. As much as I love Chavo, and I love Chavo. Chavo's great. Give me a good Chavo Guerrero match any day of the week. Chavo Guerrero Jr. Give me Pepe every day of the week.
Pepe was amazing. You know what I mean? But like him being so famous for so long and doing so many good matches for such a long time, having multiple characters, and then starting up companies like friggin' Lucha Underground, and then doing stuff with AAA and with CMLL in his independent runs and stuff like that.
Right.
The amount of things that he's done for other Latino wrestlers to make sure that they've got a shot in America.
Yeah.
He's like the younger Conan in a way. And Conan got into the isn't he on the Hall of Fame?
He did. Oh,
well, actually, you're right. He inducted Ray. I don't know if he himself is
Ray in the Hall of Fame. I don't think Conan himself is in the WWE Hall of Fame. He's in probably like the Lucha Libre Hall of Fame, obviously, and that stuff.
No, but we're talking WWE Hall of Fame.
But if we're talking WWE, no, I don't think Konnan is in WWE Hall of Fame. Not yet, at least. Maybe that's the name that goes in sooner rather than later too, because of
absolutely
who he's got, right?
Absolutely.
Who's there, like Ray, and the LWO now with Escobar and Zelina Vega, and they'd want to pay homage, right? So
yeah.
So
I mean, man, does Chavo get in?
Yeah, Chavo might be cut for if Konnan's not in. Chavo, I mean, wait in this way. Juventud Guerrera. There's another name you can throw out there too.
Absolutely not. One, in the WWE, he was a complete jobber who rode a lawnmower.
Didn't have a good run in WWE, no.
Okay, see, this is the difference that I'm talking about.
Chavo
Guerrero opened the door for other people and trained people, and like when Rey Mysterio came into the company, they paired him up with Chavo. When Sin Cara came into the company, they paired him up with Chavo. Anytime that they had a new Mexican superstar that they needed to have a good, solid match on television, they put him in with Chavo. He was always that guy that was going to be the bridge between the Mexican talent and the American style and the WWE. He was always the go-between.
Yes.
He opened doors for people. He gave people opportunities. He chaperoned people. He helped them with English. He helped them with their promos. He helped them with the American system, working right instead of left. Like Juventud did some flips. Thank you. Thank you for the flips.
Okay.
La Parca had a chair. Thank you for the dance.
Yeah.
Kidman did a shooting star. Thank you for that. You know what I mean? But like behind the scenes, people like Konnan and Chavo actually did stuff.
And remember, Konnan was Max Boone at one time, but there we go.
Yes, he was.
He was.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
Why did you just shit on everything I just said?
If all things being equal, if and Chavo was Kerwin White, I mean, really. So there we go.
Bruh, can you believe he was Kerwin White when Eddie died?
Hey, believe this, okay? To bring it back all full circle tonight, that stuff. So he was Kerwin White, who was the wrestling golf guy, right?
No, he was a Mexican self-hater.
Yes,
and a Caucasian sympathizer.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Who was his caddy?
He had a caddy?
He had a caddy.
Who was his caddy?
Dolph Ziggler.
Are you serious?
I am serious as a heart attack.
Wow.
Yes.
But was it Dolph Ziggler, or was it like, here's that guy from the Spirit Squad?
It was before Spirit Squad with him. So he was wrestling in OVW, but he was Kerwin White's caddy.
Wow. That's
I don't think the caddy had a name. I think it was just caddy at that point or whatever. Kerwin White's caddy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think we should end the episode on that. That's the complete mind blown.
Yeah, and then Kerwin's character is dumped. That stuff when Eddie passes away, and he goes back, or Nick Namath, Dolph Ziggler goes back to OVW, and then boom, Spirit Squad. What, 4 or 5 months later? There we go.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's it.
Wow, mind blown, full circle. I think we've done our jobs tonight.
We did, yes, absolutely. So thanks everybody for joining us. And that's something I want to give a quick shout out to Blankson, who is watching. Says hi, I'm Blankson from Kumasai or whatever. So hey, I forgive me if I've mispronounced your location or wherever you're from, but people tuning in from all around the world.
You have a cool name.
Yes. Very cool name. So thank you very much for joining in and checking out. Oh, cool. That window does that. Okay, there we go.
Professionalism, damn it.
I put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
Oh! Wow. I did not expect that. That mic drop.
Mic has been dropped. It's been dropped. All right, where can they follow you on the Twitter? Or sorry, the X. We're going to go to the X. X is going to give it to you.
Well, I'm a time traveler, so if you go to Twitter, I am at TMLOUTAN.
There we go. And I'm Kellen Nitro. So everywhere is Kellen Nitro, at Kellen Nitro. If you got any questions for us and that stuff, you can either A, leave them in the comments down here and we'll endeavor to get to them as the week and the month progresses or whatever. Or B, actually hit us up on Twitter in real time and we'll talk to you in as close to real time as possible on anything that we've brought up. Like, this stuff here tonight, maybe, flipping back to the CM Punk live stream we did a couple of weeks ago or so, more on that, and hey, we were supposed to tonight, and we will bring it to you because, I have all the elements ready to go for this. We will do a retro Nitros take with Mr. Craig P. Frazier at some point. It's just that we are working with 3 different schedules here, and it's hard to get the planets in alignment at times. So,
what happened was Stromboli. I can't do it. Good night, everybody.
Stromboli
got out again, and we had to round them up. So I couldn't be on here tonight.
All right, folks. But for Mr. TL, I'm Kellen Nitro. Later days, happy wrestling watching, folks. And support those who are released if they are out on the indies. Go check them out at your local wherever. And definitely. All right, later. Bye, guys.